is the ZTE situation, is the North Korean situation, is the Iran situation, is it all about passing on the same message?
It is, and you have to remember the president is a property guy. So he throws everything onto the table, says let's negotiate it all at once. So for example, I think his harshness on trade policy is because he's using it as a point of leverage. It's not necessarily because he's looking for a specific outcome there. But if it helps him get the North Koreans to the table, if it helps him in the negotiation with the Chinese, then he'll use that. And so this is not how government usually operates.
No.
You know, usually defense people do military talks and trade people do trade talks. He says, forget that. Let's put everything on the table simultaneously. To be honest, Xi Jinping really likes this style. That's how he thinks as well. So I think it's like a very high-stakes poker game. The really interesting question, is it Xi's poker game or is it Trump's poker game?
Indeed, indeed.
Then both the other is in charge, you know.
No, what is the next step as you see it playing out? And you know, that's an interesting question. Whose poker game is it? But who's going to win? Because there can only be one winner.
Oh, not necessarily. We can get a win-win deal here. And I think it's, yes, absolutely. Because the Chinese also want to diminish the North Korean nuclear threat. The Chinese also want to set the stage for another 20, 30 years of good trade relations with the United States. So if they can cut some deals now that buy that into the future, that's a good thing for the U.S. and for China, which is why I think the key people to watch are the ones that are a little bit off the radar. One is Governor Branstad. Now, he matters because he's the U.S. ambassador to China, but he's Xi's closest personal friend from when he went to the United States to learn about American agriculture. So he's the important back channel. And also Liu He, who is the vice premier, who's in Washington today. These are the two guys to watch, I think, more than anyone else.